Eagles are 6-2. There's a lot of talk of Nick Sirianni not being a large part of the Eagles being 6-2 this past week with some decisions going forward on fourth down, going for 2-point conversions and chasing 2-point conversions. In your opinion, Nick Sirianni, how is he doing? Evaluate the job that Nick Sirianni is doing this year for the Eagles.
If I ran the Eagles, I wouldn't have to do that because I would have fired him at the end of last season. They had a 7-game free fall from 10-1 to out because he had no idea how to fix what was wrong with his team. That's enough evidence for me to try somebody else, especially when I realized it took him 3 games in his rookie season to give up play calling. So he acknowledged he wasn't good at that. We know he doesn't do anything on defense. What exactly did he do? Create a positive culture? Okay, I'll give you that. Check. He created a positive culture in his locker room. Players like to play for him. That's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough. Now, he doesn't run the offense. That's Kellen Moore. He doesn't run the defense. That's Vic Fangio. They got Michael Clay to do special teams. He's got one thing to do. And you saw how he handled that on Sunday. He couldn't get one of those decisions right. And I'll tell you why. Because they got an analytics chart. So he knows if it's this, I should do this. If it's this, I should do this. And at no point did he look up at the field and go, wow, the tush push isn't working now. Doug Peterson found a way to use 2 tiers and really block the pathway of Jalen Hurts. Maybe I should just kick the extra point. Maybe I should go up 17 instead of stay at 14. He just made one illogical decision after another because they were all rooted in analytics, not taking into account what was actually happening that day. And he's an awful coach. John, you know this. I got to interview him after 3 years of Eagles games. There's nothing going on there. There's no great football expertise he's handling. I know. I had to ask the questions. He does not bring very much to the table except to be a rah-rah guy for his players. To me, in the NFL, that's not nearly enough. It's not going to work.
Nope. Probably not. I think that's where most fans are right now, Angelo. They may be 6-2, but how much of that is because of Nick Sirianni? I mean, like, if look at any of the other coaches in the division. If you have the same coach, are you 6-2? Probably. Well, like Mike McCarthy, I don't love him. Yeah. Are you 6-2? I actually think down in Washington they have a really good head coach that flew under the radar a while. But yeah, I mean, like. The tough thing is, how do you decide at the end of the season if they win 11 games and they win a playoff game? Are you firing them off of that? You know what I mean? Like it's hurry up and get to the playoffs because if they fail, it's all going to be put on Nick Sirianni because right now he's public enemy number 1 when it comes to Eagles fans.
But John, tell me if I'm nuts here. I don't think I've ever seen an Eagles game where more incredible athleticism was on display than I did against the Jaguars. You saw some of the most incredible plays. Shaquan with the spin and the turn.
Hurdle. Yeah.
How great is he? The touchdown catch where he caught tiptoed feet right on the side of the end line. The touchdown catch by Devontae Smith. One hand leaping through the end zone. And there Hurts and what did he run? 18 yards for a touchdown. Unmolested. You saw some Dotson made a circus
great catch, yeah.
6 yards, right? There were 6, 7 plays in that game that you couldn't believe your eyes that these guys were so talented to make those plays. Howie Roseman brought those guys there. Howie Roseman has assembled a lineup that is worthy of a shot at the big game. He really has. And he put in charge of it the village idiot, all right? and the fact that they haven't figured this out yet, I got to believe after Sunday's game, they're looking at each other going, yeah, that was our mistake. We got this guy there. How can we insulate ourselves against the next series of dumb decisions by Sirianni?
Yeah, I think they figured it out. by now, Angelo. They're trying
I
to
hope so.
they're trying to protect him so he doesn't look like the
I
village
hope
idiot
so.
every week.
I hope so.
And by the way, the last time I wish he had the laminated chart that Rich Kotite had. Maybe he did. That's what happened on Sunday many years ago. People don't know the story. Rich Kotite didn't know when to go for two because he had a chart, but it rained. It was a laminated chart. So he forgot what he was supposed to do because it got wet and it erased the chart. Maybe Nick Sirianni had a laminated chart, Ange.
Well, let me just say this, John. I honestly believe that this is the closest we've been to Kotite. Forget the record, 40-19. I know what his record is. This is the closest we've gotten to Kotite with Nick Sirianni.